Okay,
Ready to talk about
so
this?
we are live. We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very, very late Tuesday edition episode of The Den. We're just a really fucking hot mess. We've been having a lot of technical issues with my video, and we have a story behind it, and Evan will gladly tell you that story.
It's totally my fault. I went out of order. I fucked up. We have a schedule. We had it all planned out, and Will had his all video, like all prepped, and I was just super hungover and wasn't firing on all cylinders, and I just slammed the video out in like 2.5 hours, and I did the wrong topic, and I left Will hanging high and dry. So Greg and I are coming to the rescue for the new theme for this week. My hijacked theme, I guess, is, I don't know, what do you want to call it, Will?
Fuck it. Let's just call it First Date Week.
Well, yeah, first date and dating in general. You know, just
Yeah.
dating a retrospect. Dating a retrospect. You know, something really fun. Something nice and artsy for Will. You know, to kind of throw it out there for the people. And this is something we haven't done before. We're doing a little panel discussion here.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, welcome to the very first Den exclusive three-way. Yay! Okay, so why don't we just go ahead and dive into the topic, dating. Guys, you've obviously been on a first date. You know how awkward it is. What would you say has been your best first date? And then you guys go ahead and ask me the same question.
The best first date I've ever been on. Oh, geez. Best first date. First date.
It's big. It's big.
It is big.
And you want to answer it correctly, so in case the person who you're talking about sees this video, they're like, "Oh,
that's true."
But if you don't mention a certain person,
all the people that I don't mention here are just gonna be, yeah, okay.
No pressure.
So okay, I got one. The best first date I ever went on. Actually, the beginning of it was a total letdown. It was the first date that I went on after a big breakup, and I had just been chatting with this guy a little bit on Growler, and told him to take me out on a date, and he did. And I was playing coy about it. I was being a bit of a smart ass, but I said, okay, you get to plan it, and don't pick dinner and a movie. So when this guy
Why not a dinner and a movie?
What's that?
Why not a dinner and a movie?
Obviously, you didn't watch my video. Still,
I'm sorry. I've been going through a little video crisis here.
I have a whole rant about it. Go and watch it after this.
No, at the movies,
Yeah,
we understand the dinner part. You're not cool about dinner, but what's up with the movie? You know what I mean? Because that can be romantic.
I think that a movie, yeah, okay, it can be romantic because you can like break the touch barrier and you can hold hands, but okay, so you hold hands and watch something completely unrelated to the two of you, and you don't get to know each other at all. My version of a movie date is take out a couch and maybe Netflix. That's what I call a movie date.
Oh well, that's not
a bad movie date.
That's super intimate though too. Like
yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's why I don't do a movie date for a first date. That's not my first date. So anyway, this first date that I had. So when the guy picked me up, though, like I was all excited, thinking like, okay, sweet, this guy planned something, like, and we're not doing something basic. Like I was genuinely excited, and I got in the car, and so I look at him like, what are we doing? And he looks at me and says, I don't know, like, what do you want to do?
No, that's cool, man.
I don't like that. I don't like the wishy-washy answer. I think on a first date, you gotta give me like definite answers. I like that. That's just like who I am, though.
Yeah.
However, we ended up going and playing mini putt, which totally worked as a first date because you can absolutely check them out a lot, and you can get a little competition going and place a bet over it. And we had a little bit of fun with that, and it was good. It was just a nice first date spot. And then we went and hung out on the beach later in the evening, and the beach at night is like surprisingly romantic. Highly recommend it.
No,
And it's a very good way to get your date shirtless, too. That's also a good tip.
Seasonably. This date works very well seasonably as well.
Yeah. Yeah, in Canada you can't always rock the beach or mini putt. Yeah. What about you, Greg?
So, Greg, same question to you. What's the first date you've ever been on?
Oh, well, I'd say my best first date ever, and this is in my life, and it's not even, although I'd just like to preface that.
Are you about to say Anthony?
No. Dates with Anthony were awesome, because if they weren't, I wouldn't be his boyfriend right now. But
nice save.
There's one date that I particularly always points out to me. My first date, I was about my second year of college, and I was out, but I really wasn't out. I was out in school, and I was when you're arrogantly out in college. Yeah, I'm a homo. It's because you're in that safety bubble of your educational institution, and so I was and I was out in those aspects, but I hadn't really been visibly gay in public before. And I'll explain that. We went to see the X-Files movie, and we were there, and during the middle of the movie, while we were watching it, our forearms kept touching, and then he held my hand, and I thought that was a really cute, that was the first time I had ever held a boy's hand in a movie theater.
Aww.
So I thought that was really cool. That's like a standout memory for me as a really cool first date.
All right. Okay, I guess I'm getting on to the movie theater now. Okay, I guess
that's that'd be right in the feels.
Yeah. Okay. What about you though, Will? What was your best first date?
I'm actually the worst at this because I've technically only had one real first date, and that's with Carl.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's yeah. Oh God, you're gonna see my face get really red because I get really shy talking about this. I'm very bashful.
I know.
Oh God.
Did he pick you? Did you get dropped off by a coach that suspiciously looked like a pumpkin? And did you drop a shoe on the way out of the date? And Carl brought it over to your house to show you try it on?
No, it was a condom.
Oh my God. But no, actually, it's actually a different kind of aspect though when you're in a long distance relationship, because here you are talking to this guy for months and months, and then you finally agree, hey, why don't we go ahead and spend some time together? Why don't you come down and visit me? And technically, it's already you mentioned this yesterday in our dry run of this video, that it was that's a whole other story.
What dry run? There's no dry run.
We're not
no dry run. We're doing this live. But yeah, you mentioned something about how when you meet somebody and you're in a long distance relationship and you're standing right in front of them face to face, it's kind of like you're already in sort of a relationship at that point. Wouldn't you say, Evan?
Yeah, well, my thoughts on it are just that you kind of develop a bond with somebody over the internet, right? And you get to know them as a person, you develop a lot of feelings for them, and they're very, very strong. And then when you actually travel the distance, you want to make sure that it's somebody that you know, and you know that it's, there's going to be something beyond, oh, this is just an initial meet, we'll hang out and see how it goes, maybe we like each other, maybe not, the stakes are way higher.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of skips a whole step, the whole casual dating step, when you are talking to somebody long distance like that. But it also, if you find somebody that you're compatible with, it's an awesome way to cut all the little bullshit out and just get right down to brass tacks and get something amazing going on.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But yeah, so technically, once we finally agreed to meet up, I picked him up from the airport in DC, and there he was standing right in front of me, and we were technically already on our first date. Basically, we went to our hotel room and we unpacked, and then we went out to Bear Happy Hour in DC, and he got to meet some of my friends. I don't think he got Eric. I do think he got to meet you. I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, after that we went out to a really nice steak dinner, and we went back to the hotel room. It was a very nice. Yeah, and other things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like date 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Like all in one night.
Combined into one.
Yeah. Combined into one. That's ironic. Combined into one. So no. Well, I can kind of get it because all that build up over long distance communication.
Yeah.
You know, when he got here, you know, you were, you know, in the airport, just like, ooh, he's here. Yeah. You know, so it wasn't this. All this dude has, all this. As long as this dude wasn't a jerk, you know, he was in there. You know what I mean? Because you were waiting for him.
Yeah. And I even took the time to make a dorky little cute sign that said, we have this thing, we call each other de pup, or de puppy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God. I feel so embarrassed talking about this, but yeah, it's our thing. No, I should not be afraid to admit it. It's out there. It's open. Okay. Yeah, so we call each other the puppet, and I wrote a sign that said the puppy and held it up for him at the airport while I picked him up.
So that's also an amazing way to come out to 300 people at one time.
Yeah.
Give or take, you know.
That just took balls right there.
It did. It probably did.
I just turned my screen.
Well, that's cool because you can it all just matches up with your first date was a first date.
Yeah.
Technically, it just wasn't the I don't know you weird awkward first date with
Yeah.
No. Your first date had a plan and things. It's like things are going to be awesome. Things are going to be this way, and it's going to be this whole like kind of planned out fairy tale, which is really cool. You know,
right?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Right.
I think it's really cool. I love that though. Like, I love the awkward. Like, is this gonna work, or is this just like, you know, are we just gonna end the night and be like, okay, bye? Like.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that nervousness. I don't know. The thrill of the chase, I guess, for me, it really is like I love it. It's one of the best parts for me.
9 times out of 10, I know that I'm not going to hit it, so I'm really cool on the first date.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
9 times out of 10, I expect that I'm not going to be able to, and I don't want to engage in the art of hitting it up, as they would say. And so there's really no pressure, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, I'm chilling. I gotta say all the right things because if I act like an idiot, I'm going home. I'm going home anyway. So I just kick back and be myself as much as possible. And if there's a number 2 to that effect, you know, like that kind of thing. Like there's a little bit of pressure to be, you know, to be yourself and to not say something ridiculous, but at the same time, there's no pressure to, like you would if you were trying to pick somebody up at a club or something like that, where you got to come off really cool really quickly.
I guess. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right there. I hear you. Actually, that's a really, really good strategy for dealing with like the nervous feelings and the worrying about sounding like an idiot. My best way of dealing with that, I'm just straight up about it. If I say something stupid, I'll try to play it all cute and maybe like, I don't know, you make me nervous a little bit. Like, but I just try to keep in mind that generally the person that you're talking to is equally as excited to be on a date as you are, and they are probably just as nervous as you are. So what is there really to be afraid of? Like, you know, they're just as afraid of messing up as you, so I'm sure that, you know, it's not going to bother them if I say something stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Just be yourself, just let your guard down, and have a good time. I mean, that's all you can really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of body language is a big it's a big revealer of the person you're talking to, and you can tell a lot about a person's confidence and their assurance and their esteem if they're like looking you in the eye. You know what I mean? Like when you're sitting there having a conversation with them on a first date, it's good to be able to you communicate. You're looking at them, they're looking at you. You get a chance to kind of like really throw out there, and you kind of see how their confidence level is. Like if they say certain things, they have to look away. You know, kind of thing. You're kind of looking at that because.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, confidence.
Greg, you got it. Your camera's. I hate to interrupt you. Your camera's slowly panning. There you go.
It was cinematic. You know, you guys didn't get it. Okay, then it's not going to go anywhere.
Very Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I was talking. It was all important. Pull back.
Well, maybe if you stop shouting at it, it won't start like falling over.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. It's definitely something to look in. You know, because depending like the kind of guy I dig on is the kind of guy who's like kind of confident in himself because he digs himself. You know what I mean? Not arrogance or anything like that, but because he's had that time to kind of be comfortable with himself. Because you can tell when someone's like super uncomfortable in like a social situation anyway. So on a date, it would be super apparent.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody's attracted to confidence to a certain degree, and I think that when you're on a date, it's like the primary thing that you want to get across. You want to just like exude confidence and pour it out of you, and they'll pick up on that. People pick up on that. But let's turn this back on Will here. Now, because you've only been on one real first date, all these questions are going to be about Carl.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carl. But so
Babe, you're in the hot seat.
Normally I would ask you, like, what is the most awkward thing that somebody's done or said on a date, but what has Carl done or said on a date or while you were hanging out that has been super awkward?
Honestly, I don't really think he said anything awkward. God, there's got to be something. I'm really thinking hard about this one.
Okay, well, Greg, you take over while Will ponders.
Well, probably. What have I people said awkward on a date to me? Yeah.
Said or done something awkward.
Well, I used to work at this adult store, and there was somebody that used to work at the shop next door. It was like Subway or something, and he and I went on a date, and we were sitting there at this like little like coffee shop kind of thing, and it was like a little coffee date. So there was like there was like food they served, like a bunch of different stuff here, but he said something like about the waiter that was like really nasty or like derogatory or something like that. Oh. And I was like, ew, I totally don't want to sleep with this guy anymore. Yeah. I was like, oh, I can't. And I was like super embarrassed for the rest of the time. And I'm sitting there in my mind trying to think of a million ways to be like, because I was younger too, so I just expected, at that time I didn't have like kind of like a rule for myself for dating, and I just in my mind kind of just thought, oh, well, I'm just going to hang out for a while, then we're going to go to his place and things are going to get real, or they're going to come to my place. You know, and I just thought this was how the natural progression was. And it was all good, and I was all good with it until that happened, and then I spent the rest of the time trying to figure out how I was going to get out of there.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. That's yeah, that's the worst part is like you can't really like get out. So Bill, did you come up with one, or am I going next?
I'm still drawing a blank, man.
Okay.
I apologize.
Well, there's positive awkward too.
There is positive awkward. That's true.
So like, does he say? Was he like being like flirty over dinner and you getting embarrassed and stuff in a restaurant?
No, but okay. There was this like one really cute moment though. It was one time I was visiting him in Montreal. It was just the most recent one, and it was my last day in town, and we were just walking through. Oh God, I can't remember what part it was, but we walked into this wireless store. I don't think it was the one you. Anyway, they were selling these little stuffed panda dolls. In fact, I have it right here. And yeah, I saw it sitting there, and I was just eyeballing it. And he was like, "Hey, do you want me to buy that for you?" And I just made this like really adorable face, holding up the panda, going like. So I guess that's something awkward I did, but I mean, I don't know.
Okay, congratulations, Carl. You are the smoothest man alive, and you've actually not done anything awkward on your dates with your man here. Of course, you know, it's because you're from Montreal, that helps.
Montreal.
Anyway, so the most awkward thing that's ever happened on a date that I've been on, So same guy that actually brought me on the best first date. Didn't actually get a third date because the second date was so awkward. After he, so like after the first date and everything, I totally called him out. I was like, you were supposed to plan something and you didn't, and I was like, what the hell, man? I was bummed out. And
wow.
So he said, all right, well let me take you out again, and this time I'll have something awesome. So he came and picked me up, and he took me to Canada's Wonderland, which is this awesome theme park that's about like half an hour, 45 minutes from here.
Oh, nice.
Which was, yeah, it was really, really cool. But on the date, it was all going so well, and then we're waiting in line to like get on this ride, and I just like hear this little just this little quick sniff, and I whatever, I write it off. Later, we're standing in line again, still, like, we've moved a little bit, and he, like, I hear it again, and I, like look out of the corner of my eye, and he's, like, leaning in a little bit, and I'm thinking, like, smelling me. He's trying to, like, smell me behind me. And so I was like, what the hell is going on? So the third time it happened, I was like, it kept happening, and so the third time, I looked at him, I was like, did you just smell me? And just, before I could even get the question all the way out of my mouth, he's like, no.
Were you wearing like cologne or anything at the time, dude? That might be rational.
But
kind of rational if you're wearing.
I guess, but to me, like, if you smell, that's like when you hug someone and you're like, oh, you smell good, not like, like, oh, I'm standing in line, I'm bored. Hey, what's my date smell like? Like, no. So there was that, and he wore his like work shoes for like a fast food restaurant. Like the leather, like round toe, like, you know the ones I'm talking about.
Okay.
He wore those on his date.
To the theme park?
Yeah. And that, I don't know, that really threw me. I don't know. I was paranoid about what to wear, and I brought a costume change because there's a water park. Like, oh my god.
Oh, and he brought, and because he was at a water park, he brought the sneakers he didn't want to get messed up. He brought his like.
I don't even know. I don't know, but he was wearing them with shorts, and I was like flinching.
Flinching.
Wincing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I'm judgmental a little bit though.
Oh really?
If you're gonna take me on a date, step it up, gentlemen.
Shoes. You can't have greasy fast food shoes on. No. Remember that, guys. No greasy fast food shoes.
No work clothes in general. If you wear it to work, don't wear it to
a date.
Yeah, unless, I don't know. That statement's not universal. Anyway, back to Will. A lot of the questions that I thought of don't really apply. I was going to ask you if you have like a certain number of dates that you go on with somebody before you give up the golden ticket, as they say. Call it.
Yeah. How many sniffs? How many sniffs does it take to get a?
Let's see.
Fucking sniffs. You know what? One sniff, man. That's all.
Oh, God.
Like, I don't even sniff me.
Oh. Once you heard it here first.
And like the worst part, the absolute worst part was like we didn't hang out again, and I never legitimately told him why. I never said it's because I caught him smelling me.
Did he steal a lock of your hair and start building a doll?
Fuck if I know. I really hope. I hope he's got better things to do. Oh God. I'm sorry, Al. You're really sweet.
Oh my God.
Okay. That was beautiful.
I can't. So, other tips for first date. Don't smell them. What else? What else do you got? Other tips?
Other tips.
Greg was saying be conscious of body language. That's a very big one. I talked about it in my video. If you're just aware of your body language, I sum it up in like, you want to think of yourself as like a satellite dish, almost like receiving everything they're willing to send you. So like you're like big, you're open, and like you don't like cross your arms, like put your hands in your pocket, or like do some like little T-Rex shit. That's just weird. What else you got?
Like I said, just be yourself. Don't let your guard down. Have fun. Let me pay for the frickin' meal. I'm sorry. I hate having guys pick up the tab for me.
I hear you there. I definitely hear you there, especially when it's like there's like a age disparity.
Yeah.
With the guy that you're going on a date with, absolutely. They always feel like they're obligated.
Yeah. I was raised that way. You always pick up your dates tab.
But if they were raised the same way, then you have both you guys like.
Then we just rock paper scissors.
Oh, rock paper scissors. Okay. that would be an awkward first date thing to see.
Yeah, that would be pretty awkward. But since I'm so far along in my relationship with Carl, that's pretty normal right now.
Here's my solution to that is whoever drives doesn't have to pay for dinner. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Somebody who doesn't drive, that's normally how I make myself sound like less of a bum, and I say, hey, you come pick me up, but I'll take you out for dinner.
I don't like to drive. So
I just don't own a car. I'm broke ass.
Well, no, you can play it like that. You know?
Yeah.
I don't really.
I have rolled up to dates on my longboard, and it went over pretty well, so that worked.
That's exciting. See what I mean? There's get out there in the open road. Anything can happen.
Yeah. I don't know. They thought it was a total turn on, so it worked out. Let's see.
Just let the pressure go. It's a first date. It's super casual. There's no expectations. You know, don't have major expectations on date one. Don't walk in. Don't use a U-Haul to get to date one.
Oh my God, yes. That's good. Yeah, keep it casual. Keep it.
Stop.
Until you see that there's a worthwhile investment there, just relax on it. Yeah, I hear you there. Absolutely. Everybody's trying to rush into a relationship with the first guy they can carry on a conversation with these days, it seems like, and that's nuts.
Yeah, don't pack the suitcase just yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Calm down.
My biggest thing, the biggest thing for me was being like, I don't know, I always used to be really shy on dates, and I was always shy to like ask people out on dates, and I learned that everybody's shy, but everybody's also kind of waiting to be asked out on a date at some point or another, and everybody likes to. So my biggest tip is don't be afraid to, take that tiny little leap that feels monumental, but just like that's like that much, and it's so rewarding. Yeah. Don't be afraid to make the first move.
Yep. And I guess like if you're looking for like some fun first date ideas, like what on stuff to do, like what would you say? Like movie theater, bowling?
Okay, so for first dates, I have a whole rant about dinner and a movie. I'm gonna summarize it with it's an easy way to embarrass yourself. It cuts off any body language communication. It is the social equivalent to like being tied open in a square. Like you just feel like consistently like you're right there in front of somebody being scrutinized, being stared at, and you're forced to make awkward conversation with nothing to like contribute anything, like no external influence. So some of my favorite things for dates are things that are going to give you something to talk about, provide a distraction, like mini putt is a good one. Bowling is okay, it can be tricky. You got to consider that one because bowling's like you take turns and there's like one person sitting down and the other person's up bowling and then you just switch and switch. You want something that's going to You want to be in closer proximity than that.
Yeah, true.
Well, I think bowling. Okay, close proximity. I get that. I don't know. Bowling might work out a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, it does work, and I've been on a successful bowling date quite recently, actually, and it went really well. But for not my first choice for a first date, I think like a museum or an art gallery is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like something. Yeah.
Talk about.
Yeah, like one of those little some little art thing to go to where it's slow paced and you're kind of walking. That's very perfect because you can walk around, you can pretend to both be interested in the picture on the wall, but in reality,
yeah.
I totally get it. It's cool. Everything's nice calm background, soft lighting.
For some reason that scene from Ferris Bueller where they're in the art museum is playing in my head right now. I don't know. I think of weird things when I'm tired.
That's okay.
Ferris Bueller's First Date. Okay.
Yeah, that was his first date. Or nah, it wasn't.
Nah, Bueller, man.
Bueller.
Anyway.
Bueller got hosed, man.
First dates. He did get hosed.
That was perfect.
Seriously, look at him. It was his friend who had like one forearm that was bigger than the other. Okay, let's be serious. His friend had no game at all. But Bueller, man, Bueller had hose, man. So.
It has some hose. Jesus.
And with that, I think we should just go ahead and start wrapping this thing up. So, any final comments, you guys?
Final comments. Ask people on dates. Nobody goes on dates anymore. Find a guy, instead of just saying, like, hey, let's hang out. Hey, let's go grab coffee. Hey, let me come over to your house and bang you on the kitchen table. No, say, can I take you on a date? Use the word date because that makes it official that it is, in fact, a date, and it's fun. And you end up with a surprising amount of, like, am I in a movie right now type of moments that are totally worth it.
And again, it's all of us embrace the idea as adult males of hooking up, but you can throw dates into your dating life somewhere in there. You can say it's your social interaction with gay men you may or may not know at first. It doesn't always have to be through the app. You can use the social network apps to actually go on dates with guys. Trust me, I'm living proof. You can do that. So don't be afraid to just because you have private pics that have been unlocked and you got smacked in the face with his heritage doesn't mean you can't go out there.
Does not mean you cannot take that man out.
Yeah, exactly. And under no pressure. You don't gotta be afraid of dinner because you've seen dessert. So you're good.
Good. All right.
Well, you've seen me naked.
So I think it's about time. I cannot top that line. I don't know. Will, why don't you wrap us up here?
All right, guys. That just about wraps it up for tonight. Thank you so much for sticking with us through this giant internet technology hiccup, and we promise we'll have our shit together next week. Evan,
we'll have my shit together next week.
Yeah, I forgive you. It's okay. I can never be mad at you. And yeah, just if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. Click the buttons below. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. Men of the Den is usually what you find us under. # Men of the Den. And then, yeah, all the clickables and links are going to be down below in the crotch. And, guys, anything else? No, we're good? All right, so, yeah, let's go ahead and take this out. All right, bye, guys.
Peace out, bitches.
Later.
Deuces.